Tabletop Spotlight, brought to you by Dragon's Lair Comics and Fantasy. Hey everyone, I'm AdamHarry from Bella Souls with
Evan from Dragon's Lair Comics and Fantasy.
And we're back with another Tabletop Spotlight. Evan!
Yes.
You brought the gangs
Of Commorragh.
Commorragh! It's gang fight time.
Yeah, some speeder bikes.
Yeah, we got Reaver jet bikes in here. We got the Hellion hoverboard dudes.
They look pretty sweet.
It's pretty sweet.
Yeah.
I've actually checked this one out before. Have you got to look at it?
I haven't opened it yet.
Ooh,
so it's going to be first time for me. Yeah.
Yeah, it's basically, this is a gang fight in the spires of the Dark City of Commorragh.
Cool.
So there's little spires in there that these Reaver jet bikes and these gangs of Hellions are fighting.
Oh,
you can create your own gangs and do like a whole league play campaign game.
That's awesome.
It's pretty fun.
Yeah.
And you know, it's the first game where the Reaver jet bikes get to shine, really.
Yeah.
I feel like, wait, there's another game I hear they play with like 40K or
Are
something.
you a fan of Reaver?
I am.
Okay, cool.
I actually have sworn allegiance to the Reavers.
Wow.
As far as that's my gangs.
Nerd.
So yeah. Hellions, I'm coming for you. Reavers, let's do this. Actually, there's multiple gangs too, but there's
Yeah,
we'll talk about it. Let's
Yeah.
do it. Let's go inside and check out the gangs of Commorragh. So here's the rule book for
Yes.
gangs of Commorrah.
Nothing on the back.
Nothing on the back, no reference guides because they have the big sheets.
Right.
It is a big, oversized rulebook.
Okay.
It's super easy to navigate. Only about 32 pages in there anyway. But it's got everything you need to play. It's going to go over all the components, how to actually play, how to create your gang, also known as a murder pack, how to set up battlefields, how the fight movement, attacking, all that stuff works. And then it will go on to campaign play rules.
Right.
And how it's in the same vein again of Necromunda or Mordheim or Commorragh, where you have like a pre-fight and a post-fight sequence.
Okay, yeah.
So it's got some rules for that.
And the team you have kind of grows, basically.
Yeah. And then there's also rules for the big Sky War if you want to have like a big old game.
That's awesome.
I like this too because it does have a bit of background and it explains kind of how the structure of Reavers and Hellions work together.
Yeah.
And why have gang fights to begin with. So this is just the quick terrain stuff. Again, these are the hunters and the hunted, the quarry markers, the hunter prey mechanic, whatever you want to call it. We'll get into that. You do need dice, of course. Prepping to play. They do a breakdown showing the arcs, which are very important. This is kind of an arc-based game.
Okay.
You do need to know...
Like a movement arc?
Yeah, well...
Okay. I see what you're saying.
Yeah, with the front arc...
Rear arc and side arcs.
The hunter and quarry or hunter prey mechanic is basically if you're the hunter and you're in somebody's rear arc, or if you're a model and you have the target in your front arc, and you're in their rear arc, you can declare them as your prey or your quarry,
okay.
and you get some bonuses to attack them, but you can only attack them for that turn.
Okay,
and it also determines the movement order, which we'll get into in a minute. How murder packs work. This is just creating your first murder pack. A set has to have at least 3 models and cannot have more than 10. There's also some other breakdowns as far as like basically your first gang is 750 points, and you kind of go from there, and you can upgrade and do stuff later on. That's how to use the random direction roll. There's also the ambush mechanic, which is basically determines how you're gonna set up, who's attacking who, who's the attacker, who's the defender in that scenario, I guess. Because basically, like, you're in the skies of Commorragh, and that's what these spires represent, the very tops of the spires. And as your gang is just floating through the clouds, you know, somebody might pop up and attack you, or you might come upon another gang and attack them.
Right.
Because that's what gamers do, right? Predator prey mechanic. They just talk about
more of this fluff.
Yeah. How fighting works is what I was talking about here. You have this guy, he's able to declare this target as his quarry because he's
the hunter.
He's the hunter. His front arc is where he's got this target as front arc. The quarry, he's in the rear arc.
That's why you get these tokens for then.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It helps you keep track. The way the move sequence work is kind of weird. So hunters select their quarry first. You move the hunters and quarry, and then you remove all remaining models, and then you attack with all models. So the way the movement works, though, is kind of interesting. The quarry actually moves first, and then the hunter activates and follows immediately after. And it's interesting because what can end up happening is you have like this giant chain of movements that can happen.
Right.
So like if I have a model here and you're following me here, and this is the quarry, he activates first, goes this way. The hunter then follows them. But if there's another model that had him marked as a quarry and he's following them, you get what I'm saying? Right?
Yeah, it goes as a chain.
Yeah, you activate immediately, and it explains how that works here. I'm not doing a great job, but you'll figure it out.
Fantastic.
You can do how the turns work. You do have to kind of move the angle. Angles depend on the movement amount depends on how fast you're going to and can mess with you. There's also an agility roll. It can be more difficult to make a sharper turn the faster you're going, obviously. There is minimums as well. It's kind of a big deal. How attacking works, it's a different attack mechanic than regular 40k. So there's attacker agility and you get bonuses as well for being somebody's, if you're the hunter and they're your quarry, you get a bonus on that too. There's a chart, if I can pull the quick reference guide out real fast. Hit roll modifiers, you get that. The ambush table. The damage table is like, so you roll 2d6 and you add the damage together to see what the effect was. So for example, if I shot a heat lance at somebody, depending on, they're in my front arc, they're in range. If they're short range, which is 0 to 8 inches, I kill them on a 7+.
7+, okay.
And it's in the book. It's in the rule book, so
it's not too complicated.
It's really not. Yeah, once you hit your damage point cap, you're kind of done. So victory conditions, it's kind of like you can fight until you want to leave. And it depends on which turn. You have to start making tests.
Campaign. Oh, I see. Okay.
So it's designed to like, hey, we're really getting our butt kicked. We need to leave, or we need to get out of here before we take any losses or things like that. So again, this is just the rules for making a murder pack. It talks about the points there. Again, your starter pack is 750 points ish. More campaign stuff. I love this game too, just from a modeling perspective, because you can go bonkers with the Dark Eldar line. Like you mentioned earlier, the heads are very interchangeable.
Yeah.
If you buy a box of warriors or a box of witches, you'll have bits for days. You can go bonkers with
That's awesome.
Campaign rules, that's what this whole section's about. How you want to set that up, everything like that. There is the pre-fight sequence and post-fight. Post-fight's on the side. But I won't show it all off, but basically like you're rolling, like why are we fighting? And then are there any special things going on? And one of the things I like about this game is that there's kind of room for expansion here.
Okay.
Especially if you look at the Dark Eldar line. You've got Venoms, which are the 3-seaters.
Right.
You could theoretically
you can add those in.
Yeah, well, I think that Games Workshop could add them in pretty easily.
Okay.
But Scourges are the jump troopers that we don't see. I could definitely see them being in this game. It's just interesting if they really wanted to do that. Skywar is if you just want to have a big game with a bunch of people.
All out war. Yeah.
So and then of course there's the roster sheets, which you do have permission to photocopy and print out. So
cool.
But it's a total throwback to old school. The box game, Necromunda or Mordheim, any of those type of games.
That's awesome, yeah.
And I love the fact that the rule book is it's really simple. It's oversized. I guess all the backgrounds in the Dark Eldar book, if you really want to read it. But they have some cool stories, and it's designed to be just a quick, throwdown, like a lunch break game.
Yeah.
So go check it out.
Ready for a recap?
Yeah, let's do it. Recap time. Well, that was Gangs of Commorragh. Again, really cool models in there. You get all the Reaver jet bikes, you get all the Hellions, and those are the full kits if you're wondering about
the spires as well.
The little spires, little cardboard cutouts. Tons of stuff in this box. I really like the campaign league play type.
I like the rule book. It's a weird thing to say, but it's like
the oversized.
Yeah, it's very cool.
It's a cool. Yeah, it's full color. I mean, it's pretty cool stuff. But we've already checked all that out. Let's crunch some numbers real quick.
Yes.
This is of course from Games Workshop.
Yep.
Again, set in the Warhammer 40k universe. It all is compatible stuff. But this is a standalone game. What's the price point on it?
$60 even.
Cool.
So you get for the models you get. And
If you bought those models individually, you're probably playing more than double. What you get in this box. So
for sure.
Yeah. So pretty good buy. Again, those models you can use in your 40k army, or you can play Gangs of Commorragh, which I totally am gonna do.
It's a cool game, yeah.
So go check it out. It's in stores right now.
Yep.
I'm AdamHarry from Bell Souls.
I'm Evan from Dragon's Lair Comics and Fantasy.
And this has been another Tabletop Spotlight. Thanks for watching.
Tabletop Spotlight, brought to you by Dragon's Lair Comics and Fantasy. Thanks for watching.